Welcome everyone to the Hanseatic Dreamland, and welcome to an early look at something from the Silver Screen pack, including the Studios DLC, obviously. Today, you've seen that from the title and thumbnail, we are going to build the slot car, or better known as the test track, but we're doing things a little bit differently. I decided to do this a bit of a mix of a real-time thing with a tiny bit of speed build when it comes to the cars. You have seen a lot more than I know right now, because from the thumbnail, hopefully we've got a good end result. Hey there, Rudi from the editing room. So, as you can imagine, things turned out a bit differently. The video was way too long, so I'm going to do cuts in the real-time part as well, because I had to record over 2 hours, which is crazy, and also the time-lapse and other stuff as well. So, well, we are having some cuts, we're having some speed builds, we are having a real-time part at the end. It's going to be really cool, and you see a lot of the Studios and Silver Screen pack in this video. So enjoy, sit back, get a drink, make sure to be comfortable, and this is going to be a good one. But now, back to this video. But to get you in, we are first of all going to decide where things are going. I thought it's going to be a fun process to show you how my thoughts go into a project like that. Like when something new is released, what do you do with it? Where do you put it? So first of all, I decided to go for this project. I don't really think the slot car is fitting that well into Four Lake Forest, so it's definitely that one. I didn't want to do yet another new project, just being realistic over here, next to all my other projects, still considering this is only my hobby, and Planet Zoo 2 on the horizon. That would be mega stupid. However, we are in a very good position with this park. So we ended up in the last couple of episodes to finish off my wonderful Intamin Blitz coaster that features this kind of hall over here, and we do have our sci-fi hall where we put the single rail in last time around, as you can see, where there's this new arcade being formed in here. So there's still work going on in this one, which we will eventually return to, but for the moment I thought this is going to be the perfect attraction to finish things off. Now, in terms of where I want to put it, so we have had a couple of bridges installed in this region to connect these kind of side arms from the main channel, and the big issue I have is I'm not really able to connect mostly things via these wider areas here. That's just not feasible, you know. That's just not what we're doing, because that would be against the idea of a functioning harbor over here. What we could do though is we could integrate this to the sides, you know. This part over here could be a part, or we could do it on this side around. So it's gonna go either in this side and then features part of the other area, or it's going to be all the way in this backside over here. My tendency is to actually put it here on the left hand side and kind of form this as a attraction that goes all the way to the back here and comes back in. It'll, you know, it would fulfill a couple of purposes. It would actually take advantage of this area and hopefully, being a popular ride, make this area a lot more meaningful here. And at the same time, we could realistically connect some of these areas here with, you know, with an attraction. I think this is what I'm going to do. I first of all, going into the video, I thought I'm going to go this way because, you know, it would be a very cool vista to see them going around here. You know, that would be fun. But maybe we're going to put a flying coaster there eventually. But at the same time, it could also be a very cool vista to see them going around here and finally make this whole area on the left-hand side more relevant. And we didn't even put down any vista points or so anyway, so we could finally do this. I think this is what we are going to do. We are going to put it in here. This is going to be the building we are focusing on as our main driver, so to say. If we pull that up, okay, this I have to manually get rid of the roof, but that's fine. We can just easily do that. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, I just quickly opened up the roof, and this is our setup over here. Now, we have this huge building, which is great for the purpose we're doing this, and we're obviously going to go for the track ride, and we're going to create a custom one, and we should be able to find this one in here, I assume. This is the big Studios tour. There is the wonderful Movement Construction, which is the Disney Enterprises slot car. So we're going to build this, and we are also going to have a dual station setup, because I want to have also a dueling one. I find this a very cool idea to have a dueling one, I guess, at the end of the day. Or am I going with a single one? I think I like the idea of a dueling one way too much to not do it. It's yeah. I'm gonna do this. So we're going to start with one station. I'm just assuming, like, do I put this in the center or will I have them right next to each other? How's the entry situation going? Do we also have a separate? Oh, we could also go station where boarding and I mean, it doesn't make any sense though, does it? I mean, having. See, the point is, it would make the whole area here more interesting to look at if we do both. And I think this is what we're going to do. So let's actually do a boarding station first. So, ooh, what's going on? Why is this? There you go. This is going to be the boarding station, so to say, on this side over here. And then we can later on create this. So, is that raised above the ground? This is where. Why is this? Okay, we're gonna just manually put this in the ground right now. So we have this somewhat on ground level. Okay, it's because a rail in the middle. Okay, I don't mind too much. We just gonna. Okay, let's not do anything else. Let's just stay with it as it goes. Okay, we're building this thing out. First of all, I want to just kind of create the main thing for it. We have to work our way to the synchronizing in the end, anyway. So what I'm going to do is a little bit like this, and then we're going to bring this like a sharp turn. I'm not sure where I will put the. I think I first of all want to have like a little bit of an indoor section where we do some kind of not dark ride potentially, but like really making it look like as if this is like one ride with two cars. I'm also like thinking like if they could switch. Hold on. I'm just going to build both of them so we can make this in parallel. Yeah, it doesn't have an unloading station. What? No, don't mind me. We're going to do this in a bit of a different way. So also that one goes with a load unload, but we have to go with the other side, and we're just gonna drop this thing right next to it. Oh, look at that, it actually snaps next to it. That is fantastic. So what I was wondering is, can I mean, I have the too much track limits mod installed anyway, so but there's still a thing I want to see if I can deliver. So if I bring this over so that it just about, so this is about the angle we want to go for, right? No, it's not. It's this angle. Okay. However, I need to go a little bit earlier into that one so that okay, so this is what I wanted to have. So this is now exactly this. And now if I would go and switcheroo over, we have them both go into each other. And if I then ever so slightly, I think this would be then straight next to it, is it? Yes, it is. Okay, look at that. I mean, we can't get it perfectly aligned though, but it's almost perfect. And now I'm wondering, like, if I ever so slightly grab this and now just like with the tiniest of touches, yeah, that was not a tiny touch at all. So just about so, and then smooth that once. Oh, that is way far too off. I'm not sure if I need to have it above or below the other one. So this would be above the one. And I would kind of need to cover that up, I guess. But I think, technically it wouldn't really work this way because I think there would be a way to do that realistically. And I'm not sure if these rides kind of do it anyways. But I think this is what I want to do because I want to have them switch areas more than once, and I think it's also fair to say that we can give them like a proper kind of concrete ground that matches the color and the oval nicey asphalt area. I think that's what we are going to do. Okay, so this is that. We've got both things aligned over here, and from over here we are going to make this thing work. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of too many of those trees over here. So that's going to be a bit of a tricky one because the train line is something I still want to keep as a base idea. Oops, not really grabbing that thing correctly. And I'm not sure if I can slot them next to it, but I would love to have them like go up and down behind these trees, if you know what I mean. So I think I'm just going to clean that area off real quick to give us a proper idea. God, the OG soundtrack, my friends, is just so damn good. It's kind of good that we also have these big old buildings here to the side. I think we can have the car ride dip into them every now and then. Oh, look at that. There's even some stuff. And then, you know, I'm obviously not going to theme everything today. We may actually also do just some dark ride areas and then, or like dark areas to the indoors, make some construction, like one tunnel kind of peel and then keep it the way it is and just make as if it's in like a city tunnel or whatever. So it's not going to be like a huge indoor design. It's not feasible in the time available, but I think we can still pull off some cool stuff. Okay. Now, as for the ride, let's go with this one first, and then we're going to search for a proper escape here. Let's have a look if we shorten that a little bit, and then we bring this over to 65 degrees, and then we go all the way out here. So that's that, and then can I just simply click the other one and follow that along? Ah, yeah, that works. Okay, cool. So let's just make that this way, and then we also need to go to like 60. Was that the right one? Yeah, it's just not. It's just going out a little too far, I guess. Okay, I think I just need to get rid of that one a little and see if I can shorten that again. Yeah, that's better. And now let's see if we can bring this to say. I don't want 60. Wow, what the hell? What the hell was going on here? So 60 degrees was that, and so that brings it. Yeah. That's just one further, and that is just about parallel, is it? Yeah, it's not quite, but that's okay. That's the best I can do. And now we're just going to straighten that up and then bring this all the way back to 4 meters, I guess. 2, 4, 3. Yeah, I mean, they're almost identical. That's fine. So this is kind of the starting setup. They're just going in, switch around, and then they will have a little bit of a launch here to the side to where the water is. I think that's fair. So we're just going to do this with that right over here. So we're just going to ever so slightly increase the whole thing, and then let's give that thing a proper launch to here. That is fine. In fact, I think that's a really good idea to go there, and then from over here we can switch to the second track. That is kind of nice. We will need to put a pause track in there as well, because that is definitely something I would need to do. Oh my god, I forgot that I can do too much stuff over here with the unlimited powers of that tool. So we're just going to dip that thing over. I do hope that this is not going to be too crazy, so it's just going to bring this to 0 and somewhat of an angle that we're happy with. Is this an angle, or would that be the angle? Both angles are not over here, so we're just going to dip this thing to the left hand side a little. So that is going to be a fun little change of path here. Going to make this not too crazy. So here we go, and a bit of banking going to this side, and then we try to straighten that up as much as we can. Back on track, I guess, and that should be fine. And so we have that and go up again. I'm not sure if 20 degrees is the choice we have to go for, but that's fine. Okay, now let's up until here. Let's now try to get the other one here. So we dip down, and that's fine. Have a bit of a left, right, and then we go up, and the other one is going to dip down then. So what we're going to do is we're going to double tap on that one, and we're just going to see that we find the right angle here too, which seems to be about that, which is great. Look at that. This is working better than I thought. We can grab that and pull that out a little more if we needed to. I'm also wondering, but we'll test that in a second, if we can bring this to something that is working similarly. So what I like to do is, let's just try to give this thing a bit of a banking here to the, well, let's go 10 degrees, and then we dip, well, not opposite banking, that is not what we want it to, but we can just make that go like so. And then we're gonna bring this back to, well, actually, yeah, we have to smooth that out a little bit earlier, but you know, it's fine. And then over here, we bring this all the way down, because now it's that one to dip down. And we're going to straighten that like so. Okay, so that in total worked a lot more smoothly than I thought. Yes, they are a little bit more, you know, separate from each other. The distance is a bit wider, but that's fine. From now on, they start dueling, and I think this is this is pretty fun to do. So that is kind of cool. Up and down we go, up and down we go. That is exactly what I wanted to do. And then what's going to be fun is once we are here in this area, this is going to be like a huge, in my mind, a huge asphalt area where we make them go very crazy left, right, and then we bring them all the way back through these building pieces over here. I think this is going to be like a fairly easy thing. I'm not even sure if I need to go inside of that building now, maybe to make it a bit more exciting, but like this up and down switcheroo over here could already be enough for the excitement of this area. I think I'm going to leave this as it is, but I wanted to test if the pathing trick I had in mind is working. So let's actually grab a piece like this, and we're just going to bring this in here. Let's have a look. Let's make the biggest one work. Well, I mean, I can scale this. This is fine. So if it doesn't make any sense, it does not make any sense. I gotta go with the smallest, anyways. That's my mistake. Okay, let's see that we can align this with the. It's now important that I align this as best as possible with, yeah, the direction over here. I think it's almost perfect. Okay, so this is where I need to start, and I'm just gonna bring this all the way down inside of here. Now we need to say add foundations and curbs and rails on, and supports. We don't really need supports. Let's see if I can build this here. I can't. Really? Okay, let's have a look if I can just grab that and still build into it. Yes, I can. Okay. Well, then we're just going to do this again and again. I'm wondering why I wasn't able to do this earlier, but it's fine. We're going to delete these two pieces. And now we're going to go and use the pathway tool yet again. And we're just going to follow. And this is the important bit. We're going to straighten this out, angle snap this out, and then we're just going to follow the angle here as best as we can. It doesn't need to be super accurate. It just needs to be somewhat accurate. I think that is almost it already. Let's have a look. I think that's gonna work. I think that's just gonna work exactly the way I hoped it's gonna be working. Whoops, what's gonna happen now? Just gonna bring this all the way up. It's hard to tell if we're in. I think, yeah, we're in. We're just about in. Let's do it that way. And let's do it that way. And I think we're fairly fine if we're ending up somewhere over here. I think that's fine. Okay, so this is that. We just followed this around. That's all good. And now I mean, the idea is we have a railing now here, which is great. It's not the biggest of railings, but it's a good one. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use the edit tool. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to grab. Hello? I'm going to grab. Why is this thing not grabbing? Ah, there you go. I'm not sure why it wasn't, but here we go. Just grab it all the way. Oops, no, over here's good. And now we're just going to drag it all the way to the other side. So here goes that. Fine. Okay, cool. And now it's very important that we get the brush, and we're going to say no railing. That is the first bit we need to do. And then we say the brush needs to be smaller, so we can just about brush it here. And brush it here. Nah, I was a little too much dipped into it. There you go. Now we just opened up these things. And what's kind of cool now, I mean, it already looks pretty okay, but I think we can get this even smoother by just going to use the path tool and then the smooth tool, rounding tool, and just going to make that thing ever so much rounder, because it doesn't only do the roundiness on the sides. Funnily enough, the tool also averages out the bumps in between. There you can see, now it's perfectly smooth. We got that perfect ramp down below, and that it just kind of looks really good. What we could obviously do now is we could go in and Now, as we've got this set up, we could now go in and say, you know what, we're going to customize again. We do actually have railing, and this one isn't the one we wanted. We may actually go with the metal railing if we wanted to, and then put the railing, well, that's fine, railing area to both of like a gray tone if we wanted to. So we can then get like this railing, which, to be honest, I quite like. And then over here, we got to be careful that it doesn't create... Like there you can see that dips in. Now we just don't want this little... Oh wait, I think I can get rid of it anyways, but like just get a railing in here, and then same goes up here. Be careful that we don't have it. Yeah, there you go. And then I think down here what we got to do to avoid that is like there is this bit, and you can see if I select this, I think, yeah, that was that. The problem is that like there is this edge rounded, like this one is not going to be rounded. So let's say it's strength 0 and straighten that back up. And we're gonna, you know, actually make it, oh come on, make it strength back, and then just smooth out that bit down here again, and all is fine. Okay, so now as we can see, this is the perfect railing, and it looks like as if it's for both sides equally, getting them together. I think that's fair, exactly how I need it to be. And as I know exactly what I want to do with these two now, I'm gonna grab just one and bring this over to the other side, so we can actually make some ground, because we have to. So this dipped over there, so I can create another turn here, let's say 10 degrees, and then we're gonna bring this like so, 0, and then we're gonna bring this over 10 degrees again, and that one, wait, actually that's the 15 degrees might actually be a bit too much, so there you go, and straighten it out, and we're gonna go all the way straight. And now the question is, can we bring them both together, because I want to make this bridge not go super high. I mean, still high enough that some smaller boats technically could go below, I think. So this is what we are doing here. So this one is gonna be exactly here, and then on this bit we might actually put a pause track so that they have a little break over here before they go into what is going to be a very fun area for them, because this is like not Tokyo Drift, not what we're going to say, but like a fun race on like a boats yard area, or like an abandoned harbor, how you can imagine this being very fun. So that is kind of cool. And now we're just gonna make this work, and then we can actually, you know, you can make this turn like a little sharper, 20 degrees, and then we're just gonna bring this all the way as close as we can. Let's have a look. So that must be, yeah, that is a lot closer now, which is great. And then we're gonna bring this, hold on, is that the one just about there as well? So first things first, color goes back to that one. We're gonna dip this down kind of the same way, bring this down to 0 the same way, and we go here. There you go. Okay, perfect. So this is what I needed to have. So both are on the same level somewhat. And now we can make them twist and turn and go around here. So it's going to be fun. And yeah, let's see how that turns out. We will need to change a couple of things with the positioning of all these pieces, but I think that is all fine, you know. So we can do some really cool stuff. I also want to do some, you know, turnarounds like this. We can just have like, let's say 45 degrees, and then like bend this over to 90 over here. Where's the 90? There's 90. So let's just, I mean, once we start it now with the crossing of its own path, we can just go on with that idea, because I think this will make the overall ride even more fun to look at. So we can also make some banking work later on if we wanted to, because I kind of like this all the time. And you're just going to try to make sure that the kind of layering makes sense in a way. So we're just going to speed through here. We will have to play with the speeds quite a bit of these cars to match the other coaster or the other track around. So otherwise they will not be in sync. That is going to be a horrendous task to be honest. I'm kind of fearing to do that, in all honesty, but it's hopefully going to work out. I'm noticing while I'm building, this is quite a bigger project than I thought it's going to be, as always, I guess. So let's just bring this thing 45 degrees here and there. And we're just going to go all the way through this. I'm not sure if I want to do it that long. Like we have this twist around here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have like a very nice turn here. 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. And then we're going to switch out of this position 45 degrees and switch around to the other one. 45 degrees again. So we have that little turn and then make that go. I'm not sure if I want to go through the building, even though I think it makes sense for a change. So we're just gonna dip this thing right through that building and bring this one out of here again. And now it's going to be that way. Straighten that up. Ah, it's so fantastic. I think it's gonna be really fun to see how they interact with each other and then see how that race goes. I think I have to bring it back already because it's going to be quite humongous otherwise. But yeah, it's fun. We go in now. We might have to change the color to match the color of the patterns, like the pathway, a lot better with this one. But, you know, it's fine. Okay, so this is where we go below these things. I think we can just about go here, and have like a sharp turn. I wonder, like, it would be fun if we could rotate the cars in within themselves, because that would then kind of create like this drift effect if you want to, like a bit of a Tokyo drift, whatnot. That would be really fun. So yeah, that's kind of cool. We're going here. We have like one speed for everything, but we will have to vary the speed quite a bit, which I will absolutely do. But like, let's just focus on making sure that this all works. Okay, so this is quite the angle I needed to go for. So let's bring this all back. This is kind of our control piece where to go. So that is fine. We're going to go in, out, have a bit of dips here and there. And now it's going to be time to have that one. So what I want to do first is I want to have them separate over here over one of these container thingies. So we're just going to bring this all the way close to this track over here. And we're going to bring that one close here. And that one goes... Can I get this? I'm wondering if I can sneak that through here. I think I will be able. We're going to have like some containers in a bit of a different angle. I think I want to continue that angle with this stack over here too. So there goes that. And I think, yeah, we can easily dip this thing around. This is where they start to kind of meander away from each other. Look at that. I have to make this turn even so much more prominent to really go through here. So yeah, they can't really start that fast, but it's all the way good. And now the question is, how do I continue? Like, I think what would be fun is if I have this thing cross over here. And then in our case, we're going to use this building. And then we're going to bring all the way here. It's going to be a pain to build, to make these things look good. But it's, yeah, it's fine the way it is. I mean, I have to say it's fine because I moved myself into this position. So there's no way of denying that this is maybe a bad idea. So that's kind of cool. Look at that. We have this thing coming back over here. So what we can do now is we can cross this all the way in here, and then this is where the track is crossing. Let's have a look. So once we're getting into this one, we can actually have this thing perform. Oh yeah, that is a cool idea. So we're going to have this rotation is going to be performed in here. So look at that. We're going to have this one do its turnaround here, and then it's going to cross itself and the other track as well. So we're just going to go straight over here. And now this one is going to... So it's going to go here all the way. So this one is going to turn around and might match up here. Then it goes and has quite the far track to go here and then dips back in. So what we got to do with this one is we have to make this work for its time as well. So we're just going to have this one go to face off this area. I mean, they're not going to do they face each other over here? It might be that they face each other here. So we can control that. I think it would be fun to make them see each other. And then we make this go like so. I don't want this to be... Nah, this is... such a slight curve is unrealistic. I want to have like a straight piece all the time. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to have a sharp turn, bringing this thing in here. So there we go. And then this is going to be very interesting. Now, do we cross each other again? Which could be a bit hard. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that exit to the right side here and make like a bit of a chicane. Do you say that in English? Is that a chicane as well? I don't know, but like this is how you would call that. And now I'm just gonna make them join up again. And I'm not sure if if both are the correct side now. So theoretically, this is the right hand side. I think they switched now. So I think they are ending. Oh my god! I think they are ending up now correctly at the moment, which doesn't need to be that in the case. And height-wise. Why did they even... I think it's because of the ground that they really... Like, they shouldn't have changed. Is that now the correct angle already? Right there. It's your correct angle. They're very close to each other. They're like almost overlaying. I'm not sure if I want them to be overlaying. I think what needs to be done here is extend that 1 or 2 more. No, wait. I think this one is the one. I needed to just extend that once. Yeah, and now it's perfect. Okay, cool. Let's have a look. Yeah, I can't match it up again. Perfectly fine, but almost. So, that was a lot smoother than I thought it's going to be. So, really, really cool. Really, really cool pattern. I think that is going to be very fun to explore and experience. What we are going to do real quick is we are just going to have a look to match the color. It's fun though, because the color of... It's brighter, like it's as bright as the outside is. We could also try to make the ground pattern be in the same color. Wow. Even though... Yeah, okay, let's first of all try to get the asphalt in the same kind of color then. It's rather bright, isn't it? So let's have a look. Yeah, that's too bright. Let's have a look. I think somewhat like so. Okay, that's nowhere near. It's also too saturated. That's more like it, but still. Why is that? Like this is now darker. What need to be more whitish? Yeah, okay, but this is too saturated. So let's... Okay, now we're getting towards it, but we need to go a little darker. Okay, almost needs to be a little... It's a rather... We can still bank it, so don't worry about the banking. That might actually be a thing. And then we're just going to straighten this up one more and then go over with the 5 degrees. And now let's see if we can match this over here. Somewhat like that, and then have the second track type. It's still gonna merge, but it's okay. I think this is fair. This is still not inside of the track. You go and have this a bit of a weird look, but it's fine. And now from over here, we're gonna go 90 degrees and we're gonna go 5 down. That was the case, right? Yeah. And now we're just going to drag it outwards as much as we need to. Hopefully that's gonna go in 1 and I don't have to do 2. Okay, it's let me doing it. What was the length, so I can keep that in mind? 23 meters. Okay. Oh, but it's going down faster then, right? I have to then do this manually, but it's fine. 23, you say. So 90 degrees, 23 meters is okay. But the height over here, if I go by 5 is too much. Okay. So we have to just about carefully dip it down to... Obviously it makes like a different radius. Let's see if that just works smoothly. It just doesn't. Or does it? Well, somewhat. We can just about kick it up a little. And it's actually going outside a tad. Let's see if it comes back in. Yeah, it comes back in. So I'm willing to have a bit of a variation here. That is all good. because over now we have to just about bring this to 70 degrees, which is the factor we wanted to, and bring it back to 0. And now that worked perfectly fine. That worked perfectly fine. And we bring this over. Awesome. Okay, that is pretty cool. So we've got that like huge helix over here going on. We could put this all into like a night scene, and it could like really make sure that this is like one big room with a couple of traffic lights and make so it always looks like nighttime. You know, we could even have like a night sky as a giant billboard on top of it, which I think I'm gonna do. I think this is gonna look really cool, or maybe like even an evening light or so. But yeah, that's the way to go. That's definitely the way to go. So what we are going to do, and otherwise, is we have to shorten this track piece a little. While I think on the other coaster or other track we have done like one track piece, right? Yeah, that does. That was a bit too much, a little bit too much. So let's do it that way. Almost feels like they're now perfectly aligned. I mean, they're not, but still. So that means what we're going to do is we're going to do like a little switcheroo to the other side, so that we can have the same helix go on in the other. In the other building, but then again just have the other one to the inside. I think this is gonna be fun to see. So we have to, you know what, we're just gonna, this one is gonna be the defining one this time around, because you will be the inner part. So we are going to have that work. So 25 degrees. We're gonna make the other one go with you. Is that straighten up? Yeah. And now we're just gonna bring this over as best as we can. 30 degrees here. And now the question is, we're going to go through both buildings. Down we go. And now let's see. There's quite some space in here, and we have to quite some space to cover. So we can actually go up 25 degrees. Straighten up once. And then again, 0. Okay, now there's a lot of trees in here I want to get rid of first. Let's say nature only. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Oh, did I? No, I thought I was deleting the roof for whatever reason. That's obviously not the case. Okay, now this is done. Awesome. Look, this is very, very interesting how that turns out now. We've got that big ramp going up, so that we'll need to speed up quite significantly from over here. Let's see first of all how we can keep on with the track over here. So I think this is gonna be fine. And straighten that out like so. We are just about very close to the other track. That is just about great. Is that lower than the other one? I don't even know. And I'm gonna straighten that up here. 10 degrees. Yeah, I think this is straightened, right? Yeah, that's about as best as we can get it. And now let's have a look where the piece starts. I think this is fairly decent. And now we have to just see. 25 was it? 20, I think it was 25, right? And so we kind of try to match that one piece up, and then the other one to 0. Yeah, that's fine. That's fantastic. I'm gonna drink for a little bit. That's the last bigger bit we're doing, and we are in about an hour. We've done this so far, which is considerably good. I usually take a lot longer for that, and now with talking even, I am fairly happy. I just hope that you guys are into it for making that like a real-time part. Maybe I do cut. I think unfortunately that was the only way to somehow make that work. So here we go. Whoops, come on, hello. Wait, I think the problem I have is that I didn't bring this one exactly where it needs to be. And so I would need to have either a super short track piece, which, oh my god, why is it so long, by the way? Oh my god, okay. So we're just going to straighten this up over here. Yeah, it's this 10 degrees where we need to come, right? And then, but it's not the height we are at. Oh wait, we have to go to 0, right? And then, but the problem is we are not at 0, are we? We are already at 0, that's what I meant. So if I go down to 0 now, And straighten this all out. We should be... Yeah, we are back in action. We are back in action. This subtle change is all good. Okay, we are almost done. Oh my god, it's looking much better than I thought it's gonna be. So we are going to come here with these things, and then all the way around. We've got this one here. It's also, I did do this, you know, all the experience from my Carrera tracks as kid. So over here we've got the outside go the long way around, and then the outside is becoming the inside, correct? Yeah, we go all the way up the inside. Okay. I will have to do some testing, and I don't think I'm going to put this into the video, but I will have to do a lot of testing in order to make this work in terms of speed and so on. So let's bring one of these back, and I think I completely lost track which is which. So you know what I need to do? I need to just grab that one and completely change this to the red one so that I do have an idea. So this is the inner bit. And this seems to be now the inner bit. Okay, we are correct now. So the switcheroo has already happened. So that means if I do another switcheroo, then I would need to do 2. Okay, well, and that's fair. I don't want to. So now we bring this thing down. What we got to do is auto tunnel. If we can do auto tunnel, there you go. And we are going to bring this thing down. So 90 degrees. And we're going to go all the way down here. Let's have a look. Ooh, I think we need to even give this more precious tilt. I think is what I want to do. And then we just about straighten that out. I hope I'm not going to destroy. Yeah, if I do auto tunnel now, this is going to destroy the whole thing. So what I'm going to do instead is... Can you just about go shorter? There you go. I'm just gonna smack that thing into the ground. There we have that. And now straighten it up again and bring it all the way back. Yeah, perfect. That is perfect. So let's go. We get rid of auto tunnel. Up we go. All right. That was good. That was really good. I hope that this is from the height good enough. Otherwise, I'm just going to make like a proper bridge out of it. Might actually be the perfect solution anyways. So yeah, that's going to be good. Okay, now the other track is going to follow along 90 degrees over here. A rather significant drop, I think it was. Let's see if we can match somewhat of the drop over here. Not quite though, but I feel like it's exactly the dip we need. So we're just going to do that. And then we have to activate the auto tunnel over here as well. First of all, straighten that thing all the way in. And then you need to go... yay, I mean... We can fake that with a very short piece. And then... like go down and it feels like is that like, yeah, I was about to say we are moving ever so slightly into that. When did this happen? I think the problem is we need to be all the way straight here, and if I do it this way we would meander over, right? Okay, so we're just about not perfectly aligned anymore, which is a bit of a shame. Well, let's have a look. I think we can succeed in this if we straighten this over here again. So let's use track piece 2 nevertheless. It's dipping after the other one a little, and now we should be... Hopefully we're good again. We're not. We just have to... Okay. Now, hopefully this is it. Why is it also so tilt here? It's so odd, isn't it? I wonder if... No, it's all good. Huh? That was a bit weird. And then, can we bring that at least back to where we were? Almost. Okay, so we're gonna give this one the edge here. So that just about... Oh, auto tunnel needs to go out. Get to go off, whatever. And now we are back. Yeah, I mean, this is as good as it can be for now. So these two will separate from each other and have like a little bit of a close moment here. So what I will do is I will just grab that, move that slightly in, smooth this a little. Yeah, I'm gonna make like a proper bridge out of that so that this looks almost like the other one is like, this one is dipping nicely and that one has like a little bit of wobble in its track, which is fair. I think what we could easily do is we could just about try to smooth this bit out a little. And then it's not going to be as heavy, is it? No, I wanted to smooth that. Like, let's do that. Smooth. So, oh my god. Yeah, no, not that one. I was about to say that one over here is going to be smooth. Yeah, hell. Much better. Much better. Okay, it's not as wobbly as it goes, but you know, that's all very neat indeed. Okay. Now let's bring you guys back to station. And I believe we can move on to the other track piece. I'm not sure if we are at the correct height, but that's okay for the moment. Okay, so if there is going to be entrance to this side over here, I obviously need to build an exit. Either on this side, which would make them be both to the inside here. Actually, I want to have it to the other side. And now it's going to be a bit more tricky with the other track. But that should be good. And now the question is, can I get the track back in anyways? So, I most likely cannot. Because I would need to... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's have a look. The game lets me confirm. That's fine. I'm not even sure if it was or is actually going to be exactly like this. Yeah, I think the car can make like a nice tolerated turn around there. And then we're going to just about switch that one out and make that track. I think in this specific case, I'm rather happy because the exit needs to fit in here. So we are just about extending that one a little bit. So that means we would need to have this thing slow down significantly, for example, in that corner over here. So just making sure that this is going very slow and just about speeds up here a little more. But like there's a lot of turns where they would need to be a lot slower anyways. Like this is kind of nice that they do this like so, but like these turns over here, they are slower than that, you know. And then for my liking, they can actually speed up a little over here if they wanted to, just like completely accelerate out of that one. That is all good. I'm wondering how this is going now because I did some tweaks and changes now. Let's have a look if that works better. It's kind of good to see. It's so fantastic. I really like that. I wonder if these tracks have block tracks in a way, or block sections, or if it's just I love that close call there, guys. I love that. It's so good. So this thing is now doing its magic in here. Now it's speeding up crazily, but now in that corner it should be much slower. And yeah, there you go. Look at that. It's going slower through this section, accelerating around, and oh my god. So that is pretty cool. So I think in order to make this really nice, we just about need this bit from the other one, just about matching the pace real quick, and then going to the same speed. I think this is almost really close now, how it can be. So that one is going a little slower here now into that turn. Yeah, and then the outside catches up a little. Left, right is okay. I mean, this is as good as it can be so that they both can see each other, which is great. And now they break in here. Awesome. That's really cool. I like the fact, I mean, I would need to make this slow down even so much slighter, but it's okay that they have a slight delay so you can see the other car accelerate first and then just go in that one. Meow. I love that. I love that. I love how you can see that come around that turn over here, and then just before you dip down behind that one. Very cool. So there's going to be that turn, and you can see, yes, you can see it over here. That was what I wanted. So it's going slower here. The other one comes in. You've got slow movement through there. And now let's see if it catches up enough. Ah, not quite. Okay, so I want to have them both almost the same over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start the acceleration even earlier here. And let's make that a crazy acceleration, actually. I'm not sure if that is enough. From 10 meters per second to... Oh my god, that might actually be too much. So let's have a look. Is there a new pair of cars coming? How many of those do we have, by the way? Oh, I think it's... Can I have more than one train or car? Oh yeah, that works. Oh, that's fantastic. So we can have this one also 3 of them. Really cool. Really damn cool. Yeah, I mean, apparently these things need to be made slower, but yeah. That's so cool. Oh man, what a nice ride that is. Let's follow them around one more time, and then I guess I will have to make a speed build for the styling of it, because I'm already now an 11 in. I didn't even think so, but oh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Okay, both come to a halt, and I think this is where we will have like a really cool race of these two. That will be really cool. Oh my god, that is hilarious. But these could actually cause an issue here, or even though I think they don't, because they just go around here. But that's nice. They have this near miss opportunity there. I mean, these rotations are way too fast. I need to make them much slower, but that is fine tuning. I'm not going to do it in live. Okay, so there's the other one coming in. That hairpin over there is just crazy. Let's have a look if it catches completely. Not quite. It's just a car length behind. It's a car length behind. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Well, that is an easy tweak to the end, I guess. It's kind of fun how much of a difference these corners over here make. But it's kind of cool how you catch up here in the inner bit. Maybe they're even equal now because they have to go the outside. Yes, I thought about that because the outside way is just that tiny bit. Oh, I love that. So the inner, oh my god, that is so well done. That is so well done. Okay, now synchronized they are. So that is really cool. So the other one's just coming in, having, it's so cool. I love the fact that also when you start, you will just about see them come into the closing stages. I will potentially make like the breaks in here, so that is where the like the finish line will be. I think it's a really good idea to have this attraction sit where it sits now. That is absolutely the case. So what I'm going to quickly do as the last little thing is I'm just going to do this. But I think at the end of the day, I might actually need to use some asphalt pieces to make that look better, and skid marks and all these kind of things is something I want to do. But guys, that's been it from the real-time Rudi. Now it's time to showcase a bit of, building of the cars themselves and also a bit of the styling around. I thought this might be a complete real time, but that is just not doable. You can see how much work goes into that. So, well, let's focus on the work then, and I talk to you in the time lapse. Alrighty. As promised, we are here in the real-time part, and we're doing a couple of things before we are ending the episode after you've seen the speed build of the second car. The first car, as you can tell, is over here. I'm very proud of them, even though they are not perfect, but, you know, regarding the ways we can do it, I think they are pretty nicely done. So, this is the kind of scene I've been building as the main driver, so to say, to, you know, stay in that jargon of race driving, whatever it is. So, we're going to make this daytime, just, oh my god, that blending, just to make this a bit more easy to view for us. So you can see the two cars are coming in. We're going to just hit pause. There's another one storming around the corner. I will have to, you know, do a lot of things about the speed and so on. But what we're doing is we are doing just a couple of things before we end the episode. First things first, I want to create these open spaces here. And as the cars are relatively low anyways, we can actually get away with like a cool area like this. What I'm going to do though is I'm just going to make two buildings out of this, so I can easily copy the gate around and just put it into these areas I need to. What is pretty damn good though is with the new set there come a really good amount of Art Deco pieces that are actually very usable and versatile in multiple purposes. So you can see over here, this is an Art Deco steel wall trim. That one is just so good in so many ways. You can see it's a very usable and a very nice design. Like, depending on what you do with them, they are not really stylized or anything. They're just like very nice metal color and metal texture, and the styling of them is very easy, because if you want to use them as normal beams, for example, you just go and rotate that thing, you know, and use that side, and you get a really cool metal kind of texture. Big fan of these things, super versatile. I've seen some comments also of you guys rating this pack already by the amount of pieces, or the pieces themselves they were found on the website. I like the fact that Frontier is doing that now with every pack, that, you know, a couple days ahead you can see all the pieces that come with the pack. Big fan of this change. Not really sure when exactly they decided to do that, but it's a really damn good change, because then you get a better idea. Also in terms of sales, in my opinion, a very clever way of doing this. So you can see what type of things you're getting. So this is a rather simple one. I'm wondering if I want to just get like a bit of a bump here in. I think this is kind of, I mean, we, you know, as for the system, we've already, like, this is not going to work anyways. We, like, one thing I want to potentially do, not in these areas, but I may actually go in and do with pathing. We can do something like this, you know, if we double tap on here and go delete, we're going to use the draw delete tool. And what I would need to do is something like this, you know. Just like, the thing is, I'm not too keen on making this super realistic, but it's sometimes I'm like, I don't know, you know, it's realistically, obviously, there has to be something in the middle. So there you go. This would be the better way of doing it. And now, obviously, we have these edges. We can easily get rid of them by just saying add curbs and foundation. Well, I think foundation should still be in, and then just paint over that one, and that should be gone. Yes, easily gone, easy. So that is gone. Oh wait, hold on. There's the most important bit over there is not gone. It's like this little, I think the park is very heavy by now, and which is why it's causing all these issues. There's also a little issue here. I need to just about use this thing and ever so slightly raise that and dip that down. And here we go. It's just like making sure that we do not have these glitchy effects, and I still have to kind of find a way of making this look better with these crossings. But in general, what is really good now is we can use that and go actually in here and just like make sure, whoops, intensity needs to be there, and then just push these things away. And now this makes the whole system more realistic again. I will do all of this kind of things. And you can see from the performance, by the way, I'm not at the DLLA from NVIDIA, which makes the whole system nicer to look at, but it also causes a lot of bleeding and like, I don't know, a shadowing with the graphics, the frame generation. I don't really, for making a tour or recording, this is all good, but like for building, it just kind of annoys the crap out of me, to be honest. By the way, if you're wondering why I use this ground over here, and I'm still debating with myself if I want to keep that. So this is, I'm just going to delete this real quick. So that is this kind of ground over here, as you can tell. At nighttime, that was, I'm just going to show you right away why I had this done. So nighttime is now. I'm just gonna hit play for a second so we have the light appearing. So this is looking kind of cool, isn't it? But like if I revert that, you get this very nice like glowy effect down on the ground because it's slightly glossy. But I'm really not sure if I want this or not, because the not glossiness, kind of asphalt vibe. Yeah, I'm really debating with myself right now, to be honest. Looking at this now, I guess I might actually go without. I think without might look even better. Hold on. This is the with version. Oh, man. I thought it's going to be a given, but now looking at this, it might actually be too glossy. I think, you know... Oh, man. I thought it's going to be that, but like, yeah, now I'm very uncertain. What we could do is try to make this darker instead. Let's have a look if that just kind of matches the darkness of the track. Yeah, maybe we're gonna go with this. I still kind of like the glossiness as for the graphics, you know, giving that little more glowy vibe. I think this is really cool. And then just having that underground neon working. Even though I must also admit that it could be a tad bit stronger. Let's see if we can change that by, oh my god. Now the car's gone. Okay, we're gonna get that back over here. So we're gonna hit play. So until we have that. Also, by the way, it's kind of funny. We still have Transylvania over here with all these. Like, if you've got ideas for all these containers, let me know in the comments down below, because this certainly is going to be a thing. Because you know, it's an ongoing perk for members. So if you become a member of the channel, you can name whatever you want with these containers. There's a lot of these names also already hidden across the park. Just mentioning this. But yeah, so this is cool. I'm very pleased with this area, and this area is kind of the blueprint for what is going on. I copied also some of the other cranes over. We could also make like another one go in that corner here, just to have a bit more like styling. You know, it's not meant to be very crazy. We also have some of these cones we could put down, but I don't want to essentially make the video longer than it needs to be. It already is relatively long anyways. So we got this cone, the traffic cone. I think this is from the toy box. Yeah, Toy City. It's kind of cool. We have these real ones now, but we have to make this a lot more smudgy, because they would never be oops, I forgot to put the music on randomized. So here we go, not randomized but repeat. So there we go, that's a much better cone. And I wanted to, the last thing I'm going to do is like a bit of skid marks kind of thing. So here we go with some of the cones, and then like as they were trying to, you know, making sure that they are not going to crash in here. So there's a lot of things I want to do, and like with this opening over here is kind of nice. I think this is as simple as it goes, and I'm gonna leave it as is. We do have another opening that needs to be, actually, you know what's funny though? This one needs to be a bit smaller. So, oh wait, actually, no, at the end of the day, it is as wide as the other one goes. So we could easily just copy that over. So, and there is another one here. So we're just gonna have this like so. I'm just wondering if it makes sense to, wait, hold on, I can just select them all to edit the light at the same time. And then let's see if we can, yeah, this is going the right direction. This is exactly what, we could also try to make that a bit more cool. How about that? And then a bit of a cooler light in here as well. I think that matches nicely if there's like a bit of a cooler light coming in here as well. And yeah, I like this. I like this quite a lot. What we got to do is also, we just have a couple more of these lanterns, and then we're just going to drop them over here. And well, I think 2 of them will be nice now. Whoops. There you go. And there you go. So you can copy 2 of them in the middle here, and the other 2 go all the way here. I think this looks really cool. This is going to be exactly the scene we are needing. And then this comes over here as well. And this one rotates like that. And there we go. There come the cars in. Oh, now it's looking really good. Look at that, guys. We are having our scene now. Look at this. Damn, there you go. Oh, that looks so freaking cool. We can actually jump in the first person camera if we wanted to. So this is the first person camera. Just gonna walk over here. And this is where the nighttime graphics really come into play. There you go. Oh my god, that looks so good. That looks so good. That looks so freaking good. I love all of that. Look at that. They're coming down here. And I'm very much in love with that scene that they are like crossing each other here and like almost crash into each other. The only thing I really dislike right now, and I have to change that with you guys, but I may actually do this. Actually, you know what? We are doing this right now, and then this is a freaking long episode, but very much worth it. So you have seen the entire process. Now this thing is obviously in full light. I might actually change all of these lights in terms of their colors. Hold on, can I change the light right away? If I where's the color there? Is that the light color immediately? Is that only the light? Yes, it is. Okay, I could literally just select all of them and make the light go even lesser. The problem is obviously the front light of the car being incredibly brightly lit right now. And this makes this thing bleed from the side. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to go and say attach scenery. And I want to have these things be more, like a lot more glowing. And I'm wondering if there is another piece I could use to make that more prominent. So first of all, I like the color, but I wonder if there's a... Let's see if we can find another light that makes a very nice kind of... hold on, there's lights. Another, like, much better glowing light for the ground. Would this be something like this? And then let's just go into the purple and make purple a bit more, like, brighter. I don't know, like this. And then if we hide this thing in the car, can I scale this down? I can. Okay, so if I put this into the car, and yeah, that's what it is. And oh my god, hopefully it is it mirrored? Ah, it's not. Mirrored, there you go. Okay, so don't mind me, I'm just going to put another one in the center, and let's see if I can get this light selected. There you go, and say mirrored as well. Place that down again. So here we got, yeah, this is the kind of neon I wanted to go for. And if I am able to just about have that and put this to the front, and we're just going to have that sunken into here again, because there's also that kind of neon light down here. Let's just plop it where it needs to go. And the same obviously at the back. Oh, that looks much better now. I should have done that earlier because I wanted to do something like this early on anyways, but I forgot. Well, look at this. Look at the backside, by the way. I forgot to put exhaust in, by the way. Whatever. I'm an electric vehicle fan, so no exhaust here. Literally, it is electric anyways. But yeah, that is the kind of neon light I was talking about. This is why I needed to have this. Let's quickly do this the same over here as well. Attach scenery, add object, and then go into here. And then where's that wonderful, there's that wonderful thing. And now we're just going to scale this a lot smaller, because I'm mirrored, and we're going to have a blue color. Yeah, now the question is, what kind of blue is it? I was going for a dark, like navy blue. There we have it. And let's bring this below the car nicely. Here we go. And I'm just gonna have the same on the backside. We can just about flip it around. Here we have it. Just bring that out further to the side. And now, whoops, what is this? What is this even? Let's see, is that the same light? Okay, we can easily put this in now. Let's align this to this thing. Scale it down. Is it mirrored? Yes. Is it also twinned? Oh, it's not twinned. No, what a disaster that is. Okay, I have to double check if everything is twinned as well. Let's see if I can hopefully select them easily. And just about getting these ones. Let's see if I can somehow find these lights. Oh, they're somewhere in here, right? Oh no. Where do we find the lights? There you go. Is that the modern spotlight? Yeah, it is. Okay, fine. Twinned, yes. And let's go and see through all these seats. There's the other one. And twinned. Select. I believe the same happened to this one then again, right? Right. Oh my god, do I need to select all of these? Let's go in and see that we can find all these lights. So first of all, 1, 2, 3, twinned, yes. So that should solve it already. And now let's see if we can find these in the back here somehow. Where are you? Where are you guys? There you go. And let's say twinned. Boom. And now we just got to find the same ones in the front somehow. Oh, God. Where are you? Oh, there's something. Is that the... Yeah. Oh, my God. I succeeded. Twinned. Build. Fantastic. Okay. Let's hit play for a brief second so we can see them a little bit. Yeah. Now we are talking. This is what I meant. Yeah. Look at that. This is awesome. So if we go back into the first person camera. Oh, God. This music is so good. Look at that, my friends. This is so good. Oh. Man, that is... Okay, this is pretty ridiculous. This is the moment where I needed to have this ground be... Well, obviously not... Like, hold on. Before I'm talking too much. How does it look in this... Maybe I'm even wrong. Maybe this looks better now. Well, it does look more realistic, doesn't it? But that looks cooler. That looks cooler. That looks more realistic, you know? Hold on. Boy, I'm so uncertain. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one because it looks cleaner at the end of the day. Could be like if we... Okay, hold on. This might actually be the solution for the best shot ever. We go and make it heavy rain. And then we also need to somehow use our settings here. And we're gonna say presets. I'm gonna say heavy rain and load the preset. There we go. Oh, why is it so bright now all of a sudden? Huh? Okay, I think my heavy rain setup is the problem, that it doesn't turn to nighttime right away. I would need to... I know why that is. That should be in here. Yeah, exactly. Override time of day is the problem. Here we go. Now it's nighttime again. Oh, it's so good. Now this will look freaking incredible if we have these cars coming around the corner. Is there one more set of cars coming? I don't think it is. Anyways, guys, you'll see the screenshot anyways at the end of the day. And but this is the final bit of our build today. We achieved quite something, but now you have seen a bit better how I approach these kind of projects. What is my thought process behind where we come from? What's the target? I really hope you guys enjoyed that. And please do me a favor, if you guys enjoyed this episode and you enjoy this type of videos, let me know by liking, subscribing, hyping the video, or just simply also, you know, just follow around on his channel, use my instant gaming link to support. There's a lot of ways to do it for free in a way, but you could also become a member obviously and ask yourself to become a container if that's something you like. But yeah, anyways, that was a bit of a different type of video to really get you into the new pack, which I think is fantastic. There's going to be a review of this new pack anyways, if you are just in for the review, but like if you've listened until this point in time, you might want to have seen anything else, something else as well. So, many thanks as always. I'm going to talk to you in the next one, and maybe we are live streaming tonight. I'm not entirely sure. We might, but just keep an eye out on the channel. And until then, have a fantastic time and make yourself ready for a brilliant pack upcoming. Until then, have a good time. And there come the cars at the end of the day. And this looks really cool. And bye.